Hello, fellow Management 311 students, peers. I'm going to talk about branding in my vlog. I just think it's a good topic for me personally because I like to shop, and it's interesting to look at the background, why we pick things, why it stands out in our mind, why we return to the same thing. All of that is because of branding. If companies didn't do stuff to make us think about them and go back to them, there would be no way to get returning business. Branding is important. The textbook describes branding as a name, sign, or symbol, but a more practical definition would be the process involved in creating a unique name and image for a product in the consumer's mind. Campaigns with a consistent theme are an important part of branding. The dictionary describes branding this way, and I think it's accurate. Without having something specific in our minds, with an image or a specific color or a unique name, how would we remember? We think about Coca-Cola and we know that there's fancy font that you see everywhere in that red color. They have t-shirts, they have commercials, they put themselves out there. They have a brand, and it's a brand that we know just by looking at it. Same thing with clothes. My personal preference when it comes to shopping, I look for clothes. I go to the same few places. I go to Hollister for my jeans. I go to PacSun for my jeans. And then there's other places that I go to, like Forever 21 for my dresses and my girly fancy wear. And those places stick out in my mind because I see them everywhere. I see ads for it on my Facebook, my Instagram, my Twitter. These brands put themselves out there, and it's a brand that you know. You see the Hollister logo, that little tiny seagull, and you know what it is. It's been that way since I was in middle school, probably 10 years ago. They made a brand for their product, and we remember it. That's just the way it is. When you look at two brands that are on different ends of the spectrum, like Hollister compared to Volcom, you'll notice that they're both in the same industry, being clothing, apparel, but they are branding for different audiences. When you look at Hollister, they're portraying themselves as a California clothing line with that kind of style. They focus on attracting business from teenagers or young adults like myself using social media platforms, while Volcom is portrayed to be more sporty, activewear, maybe attracting guys a little bit more. They're looking for the surfers, the skaters, the snow shredders, and they attract business by opening many stores, and they're retooling their branding strategy better to cater to their audience and the youth demographic, the kids who are leaving school to go skateboard or surfing. They're focusing on that. So Hollister and Volcom are two totally different brands, but they set a name for themselves, and people remember that. You know the Hollister symbol, you know the Volcom symbol. That goes for any kind of brand. Coke, you know their font, they're red. Pepsi, you know that they're blue, they're cool. You know it. Just by looking at something, we know it. McDonald's has a brand, Burger King has a brand. You know that logo, you're gonna go there. You remember it. It sticks out in your mind. You've known this for a long time. It's just the way it goes. Branding is important because it increases the value of a company. It's important for a brand to stand out to the consumers in order for the company to thrive. If a brand isn't established, the company is not going to succeed. There's not people returning. If they don't remember the brand, there's no point. There's no business. Nobody's returning. We are going to the places that stand out in our minds and that we remember. Brands have the important task of presenting themselves. This is done through colors, like I mentioned with Coke and Pepsi, logos, just like I mentioned with McDonald's and Burger King, even Hollister, Volcom, they all have their little symbol that you know, and fonts can even be a good representation of a company. Like I said, Coca-Cola, you know that specific font. They have it, they kept it, and they work with it. That's just what works for them. That's their strategy. In the end, I think branding is just about how a company portrays itself. Companies have to be able to stand out to the world. Their goal is to get to as many people as possible. If they don't make themselves unique and stand out, and go one up to another company, they're not going to get anywhere. When they are making a brand to stick into our minds, they're achieving getting our money not only once, not twice, but we are going to keep on coming back. This is just how they make good money, keep their business thriving, and keep things going. I've been shopping at Hollister since I was 12 years old, and that brand has stuck with me. I like their products, I recognize their products, and my social media knows that. It's filtered to that. I get the advertisements. I know immediately upon seeing the logo that that's what it's for. Jumpstarts my memory. I remember, hey, I really like the skinny jeans from there, and I return. I keep going back. Once that brand is stuck into your mind, you remember it. They know that. Branding is important. That's how they keep you coming back. Thanks, guys. I look forward to hearing about you all. Have a great day.